Hi, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. Taking a long time and thought about this, how to put the shot. I think everybody thinks that's the most important part of the equation in defensive or competition into context in the big picture. And so it's huge because you've got the competition guys sniping the tactical sniping the competition. I like to just lay out facts and say, here's to me what is important, but we've got to look at the big picture here and how it all meshes in. So the mental, the need to train, protect yourself, your family, others. Others would be police officer, teacher, guardian, church security. You're having to push your fight forward. So we talk about avoidance, the fight, pushing the fight, active shooter response, important stuff. To get to this small equation of less than a second. So programming, very important word. We are programming people through your training what you want them to do, and you've got to really reverse engineer that and look at the legal system, which we'll get to, because it's incredible out there right now. It's a circus, free for all. So weapon handling. Does your weapon handling support the mission and what you're doing? So when I look at some of the competition shooters and how they do business, is they'll walk through a stage because they've got a pre-program and they know when to push out, when not to push out. But they're practicing pushing out every time there is a potential target. That can be an issue. The biggest thing really is discrimination. Before you push out, you need to discriminate. That's huge. The tactics, versus competition, the pushing the weapon, we kind of brought that up. If I push out on the wrong people, worst case, I can get shot by that person if they're another friendly, and that's happened before. Or I get sued because you're pointing guns at the wrong people. Police have been sued for doing that. The shot and follow through, sights, trigger. I get on YouTube just like everybody else, and I watch and I see if there's anything new. So I have an anatomy man there, coil splash up. I set up and I make my shot. This is dry fire. So boom, make the shot. The gun's gonna recycle. I take my trigger and I slack it out. I take it to the Glock bump. This is what I've learned on this platform. Other platforms, I'll say take half out. And I'm realigning my sights every time after the shot. Part of the problems I see with the comp guys is they shoot, they know it's the last shot, they come back in. The bad guy is going to dictate when you come off target. So I'm always going to hit, recycle, come back on, sights, come back on with my trigger in case he's still standing. It's the most efficient way to hit him again. So that's a big thing I see differently. They're stopping shooting when the amount of rounds they're supposed to expend are expended. So the bad guy's really going to dictate that. Now, scanning. Looking around, situational awareness. You can either start on a flat range or you can start it in a shoot house. We started on the flat range. So people go, it's theatrics. No, if you actually go down the rabbit hole into CQB and then role players, it's important stuff. So people are going to move. When you go to a competition stage, everything is static. The way you looked at it before is the way you're going to get it again. And so not so much in a real world. People are going to move, things happen. You have to have your head on a swivel. You're going to have follow-on either teacher guardians, church guardians, police officers coming in. You have to start doing other things after the shot and then direct traffic. So important stuff here. The shot. Coil splash up. Made a shot to 0.67. Our standard is under 1 second. So that little box right there, there's a lot of impact on that little box. All this training ahead of time impacts this, and people judge the fight on this. Well, not so much. You have to do a lot of things pre-fight, your training, and then your post-shot. Once you get done with the shot, a lot of factors come in there. So security, your link up with law enforcement or higher levels, your post-mental, what are you going to do after the fight? You're going to go through this a million times. And so you're going to, you've taken a human life. It's a huge event in your life. The legal system, that's where it slows down and you look at it in infinite detail. And they put all the pieces together why you did this one shot. So that's it. Put it all together for this. This is the problem I have with the programming, with tactical versus competition. We can shoot fast. You'll see a video. Okay, I shot real fast. All this has to come in and lay the groundwork for this. This is the problem right now, and you'll see this in the industry. So went ahead, spent some money, bought a Glock 26 Gen 5, got the plate, the optic 430, 2 holsters, so I've got to practice, right here, and I've got to practice appendix, and ammo. All right, big dogs, people I trust say it's taken 3,000 rounds to get good with an optic. Right now, cost one pistol, that's my price, 2,170 rough. And the ripple effect, what does that mean? When industry changes one thing, it will change lots of stuff on you. And when I say lots of stuff, all right, we've got this, and I call it a flat backstrap. It came out of like the 80s. All the IPSC shooters, the competition, the industry pushed that as being more better. And so I don't like it. My hand, there's lots of gaps in there. So other changes, your optics, that's changing something. So let's go into what is changing. If you look at this, it's all gone back to curved, and it fits your hand. Now I'm losing about 1 inch on a short gun here. So if I put a bigger gun in there, it stabilizes, but then you've got to go concealed carry, versus full duty. And, little impacts here impact that shot in your training. So I have practiced to drop front sight in. I like that. It works. I don't like the clutter. I'm still trying to use this optic and not get claustrophobic. So when I say claustrophobic, I have to change attitude so the dot appears perfect every time. Now in this particular weapon, the sights are different here. These, I've got a lot of eye candy and clutter. So do we put backups or not? So industry right now, I'm still watching. We still get a lot of failures. We teach a lot of classes. So it's getting better, and a lot of people like it. Is it going to make me, this right here, impact right here? I don't know. But the ripple effect says if they change one little thing on the gun, it's going to change you, your training, how you, see your target, see your sights, and then to stay in that bandwidth right there. Is it worth it to me? Right now, honestly, I'm leaning no, but I'm going to give it a fair shot. The problem is I have to do training time, ammo. Is it worth it? So is that going to help me when I push out and I make my shot here and I find those sights every time because I've practiced that way? A big difference here. Well, we have to take it in different fields. We have to take it, all right, distance. Well, what's the distance? We'll say 7 yards, 10 yards maybe for some people. All right, 25 yards, can I make a hit? Yes. So is it faster, slower? Again, am I using it behind cover? How about daytime, nighttime? So the biggest thing I see on these is train up. They do a massive amount of train up and ammo, and everybody buys the ammo, the training time, but they don't do the maintenance time. The maintenance time is huge. So big dogs, after 3 weeks, they're telling me you won't find a dot on the presentation, so you have to do a search pattern. All right, that's important. If you know law enforcement, sometimes they train once a year. So now we're giving them this complexity, batteries, and it may not be there. The sights, iron sights, the way I've trained is I can see everything over the top. I can drop it right in there every time. It's clean, it's fast. 0.67. Okay, we can do that. So why am I changing, everything, that I may have to retrain that I can already do this because the industry says so, or because a big trainer, competitive shooter tells me, well, you've got to do that to be faster. Well, we've got enough no time in life Gumbies out there and cherry boys that have never done the real deal, telling and spewing forth this stuff. Oh, you got to have ultimate speed. No, you have to have a lot of stuff before you get it here and actually shooting a person. So these are things to think about. The industry and the guys that push all this, they're getting compensated, and they're getting either ammo, product, money, and they will sell their soul and cost you ammo, training time, and money to either get here or take a long time to get here. So I'm torn. I see the pros and cons of this. I'm still going to give it a fair shake. I'm not knocking it, but I'm just articulating. These are all the problems I see with this, and this is going to be the cost, the time cost. And again, is it repeatable? That's what you want, repeatable. And so repeatable on demand. The average law enforcement, honestly, if they just train with irons, they would hit, but they just don't train. And we have instructors, they're going for easy versus fundamentals of marksmanship. And there's a generation right now that's going to skip a gap. We're going to have a gap in those fundamentals. They're going to have to relearn them at another time. It's just going to happen. It's just simple. But by changing this, say a 1/4 inch, really back here, I see a lot of things happening. Everything from people coming back, shooting the bent elbows now, again, to find that dot. So they're finding a lock point here. I don't like bent elbows because we can splash up our Mary Catherine target here. And this is our surgical target. It's easier for somebody that doesn't train to shoot this with locked arms. So you have a cause and effect. People are going to sell you whatever you will spend your money on. If you put tactical on it, paint it black, in the old days, they would buy it. But we have to get smarter and actually look at this and your standards. And you shouldn't change your standards with a red dot sight. If you change your standards, they should only be tighter because everybody's telling me they shoot, faster and they're more accurate. Well, the big dogs use them. Well, that's nice. The big dogs are on a flat range and they're not out there in the real world. Who I want to hear from is special ops guys that are, working water ops, helos, getting dusted, with these sites. Tell me how you're making them work on demand. That's important stuff there. The competitive shooter, don't really care about. He has not invested his life to find out whether the equipment works or not. So hope this helps you. Not throwing any stones, just telling you this is how I think through things, and you have to think through it too. So your money's, like everybody else's, it's valuable, and you got a lot of different ways to spend it. So that and your training time. So you take care, be safe. Hope to catch you on the range. All right, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. If you like our videos, we have a Mighty Network webpage and over 400 and probably 60 to 70 videos on it right now. Everything from operator level to instructor level. So if you want to continue your training and you can't make it to the range, this site is available. Hope you like it. Give us feedback because we're always trying to make it a little better. It's organized, structured, just like we'd run a shooting course. So appreciate you guys watching. You take care, be safe. Hope to catch you on the range or in a class.